Here we are with a new Resident Evil video. I want to reiterate this is not a Resident Evil channel. But since Resident Evil was such a big part of my adolescence, it's gonna come up sooner or later. It's always it's always gonna come back. It's always gonna be there. I'm always gonna talk about it because it's a franchise I grew up with, and also it's famous, so it gets views. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like I said before, in the channel, I wanna do stuff that I like, but it also gets views because I wanna grow the channel. I wanna grow as a community of people who follow me, and we can talk together. But yeah, plans aside, I did talk about the topic of this video in my Resident Evil 4 review analysis retrospect. And the topic is Ada because I talk about how I didn't like her attitude in the original game. In the original timeline, right after Resident Evil 2, she pretty much stopped being characterized, probably. She stopped getting character development, pretty much. She remained the same. She was always the sexy seductress, the spy. But other than that, she didn't do anything other than working for bad guys. She kept working for Wesker, and for this supposed corporation organization that was moving in the shadows. That I don't think we ever got to see in the end. But yeah. And we were supposed to believe that she was a good person, because she was a good person even if she worked for the bad guys. But the problem is that creates a disconnect, because the game wants us to believe, the writers want us to believe that she's a good, kind person, but she keeps working for these genocidal maniacs, for shady companies that want to experiment with BOWs, and so on. So it's kind of hard to buy. It's a pretty big disconnect, because it can work for a game, but then if she keeps doing it, it's not very believable. You can't claim that someone is a good person if they keep working for very, very bad people. So I mentioned how I didn't like this in the original timeline. Ada was always carefree in Resident Evil. Like, she was trying to recover the parasite for Wesker and the organization, but she was doing the bidding of these shady people. So I appreciated how in the remake they made her go against Wesker. She refuses to give him the parasite at the end, because he tells her what he plans to do with the parasite, and then she doesn't have it, and that's what a good person is supposed to do. I believe new Ada is a better person than old Ada, because she actually puts her money where her mouth is. She actually goes through some kind of character development in the remake, as opposed to original Ada. Granted, like I said, the original plan Wesker had probably didn't involve killing everybody on Earth, like it ended up becoming Resident Evil 5. because I think it's clear that the plans changed between the two games, Resident Evil 4 and 5. In Resident Evil 4, Wesker wanted to recreate his own version of Umbrella, and that's not something you want to do if you plan on destroying the whole world, pretty much. Or you plan on erasing 99% of the population. So that's why I believe the plans changed between games. But and yeah, Ada in the original game didn't have any problems giving him the parasite. Actually, she didn't give him the master parasite, the one that controlled all the plagas. Uh, like I said, I did some digging online and found out that she did send the master plaga to the organization she was working for, but then she sent Wesker a different sample as ordered by the organization. An inferior sample, but still it had some characteristics, some features of the master control plaga. So it's a very similar parasite to I suppose what Sadler's stronger henchmen were sporting. So Salazar, Mendes, and so on. But I mean, Wesker didn't know of the existence of this different parasite, so he gets it and he doesn't know, I assume. But it doesn't really matter anyway. He just gets a plaga. That's enough for Ada to become his accomplice in his Resident Evil then 5 plan. And I would have been more lenient on original Ada if she, in Resident Evil 5, if she would just try to stop Wesker as well. She will realize, oh fuck, I messed up by helping him, and maybe I should do something. But no, in Resident Evil 5, she's nowhere to be seen. So yeah, they really don't make her look like a decent character in the original timeline. They make her look like a snobby bitch in this sense, because she puts the whole world in danger by helping Wesker, and then she doesn't do anything to help Chris, Jill, or whatever to stop Wesker. She doesn't even try on his own. That's another instance of Capcom mismanaging their characters, I know. So I really appreciated how in the remake they make her evolve in this way. So a remake Ada is actually better than original Resident Evil 4 Ada. I never I never thought I would have said that, this like ever, but in terms of characters, Ada in Resident Evil 4 is superior to original Ada because of this. She actually gets some development. And I mean, in terms of the performance of the actress, I also talk about this too in my Resident Evil 4 video. So I repeat here as well for people who don't want to watch the whole video. I think Lyly Ghao, I think is the actress name. She did a decent job. The problem is that she lacked direction in the way she delivered her lines, because probably she recorded them in remote, from what I understand. But I don't think her voice is bad at all, honestly. I think her voice fits the remake version of Ada. She always tries to keep a poker face in the cutscene, if you notice. And sometimes she will let small facial expressions slip out. Like for example, when she asks her if Leon was coming in the chopper, and he tells her, "No, I'm not coming," and she throws out a bitter smirk, like, "Huh, I knew it," like kind of a smirk of disappointment. So she doesn't let her emotion come out very, very often. And this is why I think a sort of monotone voice tone fits this version of Eda. But I mean, sometimes she just sounds bored, and that's, I think it's partially has to do with lack of direction. But I don't think her performance is that bad. But I can totally see how some people will think that, especially compared to past voice actresses for Ada. But still, I don't think people should have harassed her. She gave a stupid response with her white privilege accusation, but I think people should have complained to Capcom, not they shouldn't have harassed her. They should have just said, "Hey Capcom, why the hell did you hire this person? We don't like her." End of story. Instead of creating such pointless drama, because that was very, very pointless and stupid for all the parties involved. And yeah, this is pretty much it. I just wanted to discuss this Ada point in a separate video to hear also to hear people's thoughts in this sense. Yeah, like what do you think? Do you actually prefer the old Ada or the new Ada, like I do, in this sense? And I mean, next few videos will probably be Resident Evil related as well. But I also wanna, I mean, I talk about video games in general in this channel, so it's not gonna be about a specific series, a specific argument. I want to talk about everything gaming related. So I have an idea for a video that it's not related to any series, company, or anything. It's gaming in general terms. So we'll see if I'm able to make it interesting. We'll see. But yeah, as usual, I'll see you on the next video, and I'm eager to read your comments. Bye bye.